if death comes in that very moment, I am ready for it all. And I fell in love with him. I was just a young student. And that too of a fine arts student. I was having fun, enjoying myself with my painting classes and my ceramics.
We have seen a lot of discourses of Osho, and the visual starts with the beautiful music and the elegant man walking in a robe, beautifully designed robe, especially the shoulders. Who designed his clothes?
She started spitting on my face. I am going to show you Osho, right?
I love Osho.
People who don't commit crime don't escape like that.
It is Bhagwan's history, not Sheila.
ओशो आपने एक व्यक्ति का नाम सुना? ओशो रजनीश नाम था उनका.
They haven't learned the lesson yet. I don't run for cover. And person like you make me run for cover? Ah, that's a joke. When I was an empress, the kingdom was rosy.
Hi Sheila, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And you?
I'm great. I couldn't be more happy today. So, ma'am, we have written a beautiful introduction for you. Please allow me to do the honors. Okay. Sometimes, to extract Amrit from the churning ocean, one has to make relentless efforts. Demons and the gods have to come together. After endless possibilities, a massive mountain like churner has to be placed in the ocean and churned. And the ultimate result will be Amrit. But we must not forget that if we want to attain Amrit, we also have to face poison beforehand. Success is like that churning. Today, our guest, Sheela, also known as Ma Anand Sheela, played a significant role in Osho's philosophical manthan. Many challenges came, some poison also emerged, but our Sheela kept smiling. Then and even today, she holds that flag with the same courage and smile. Perhaps now, no one cares about the Amrit because everyone's attention is towards the poison. So, today in our conversation, we will search for that lost Amrit once again. And as Osho once said, love is momentary. But what a moment! That is exactly how we are feeling today. Welcome, Sheela.
Thank you very much. And I feel honored with
We
your.
are honored. I'll just pin Sir now. You can take it away, Nishan sir.
Yes, hi Sheila. So, we wrote this beautiful introduction for you purposefully. When I think about Osho's creative world and everything that happened in Rajneeshpuram, it reminds me of the Samudra Manthan story. uh, जहाँ अमृत की जगह विष पर सारा ध्यान केंद्रित हो गया बिकॉज शिव ने उसको धारण कर लिया था. सो हमारी शीला ने भी कई विष पिए हैं बाय द वे. लेकिन बड़ौदा के एक छोटे से घर में उस छोटी शीला ने नहीं सोचा होगा कि वो इस इतिहास का इतना बड़ा पार्ट बन जाएगी. सो हम शुरुआत वहीं से करते हैं. आई इफ आई वांट टू पेंट अ पिक्चर ऑफ योर चाइल्डहुड, व्हाट विल इट बी लाइक?
I was a happy child, loved by my parents and my siblings. And normally everybody was very pleasant to me.
Okay.
I have no complaints.
Okay.
And I enjoyed my youth with whatever came my way.
That is lovely. So, when you were in school, were you aware about Osho?
I became aware of him when I was 16-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah. Bhagwan was passing through our house, Baroda.
Okay.
And my father said, we are going to go listen to a
Okay.
man. And that's where we went. And that's when first time I became aware of men called Acharya Rajneesh.
Okay. Yes. So, let's move a little bit ahead. So, after meeting Osho, when you came back home with an explosion of philosophy and love, what was the moment that made you decide that you will now follow this route, or let's say lead this route?
That was 5 years after
Okay.
this meeting. And I visited Bhagwan at his apartment with my father again. I was 21, and ask me not, I felt if death comes in that very moment, I am ready for it all. It was like life and death became one. And I fell in love with him. Ah,
Even I am getting goosebumps. Yes, it's ये स्वाभाविक सी बात है. It's normal. So, moving ahead. So, we have seen you talk about your parents in many interviews. Can you tell us about how your parents taught you to be free woman? Any specific anecdote that you want to remember?
a simple example I can give you is some relatives were getting restless because my parents' daughter,
Okay.
and they were becoming of the age,
Hmm.
they didn't follow all the traditions that should be followed.
Okay.
Uh, and they would complain to my mother.
Okay.
My mother would say, you have complained, speak to my father.
Okay.
And when they would go to my father would say, I am not going to look for a husband for them. They have to live with them. They should find their.
Yeah.
I take no responsibility in it.
True. True.
And they allowed us the freedom of asking and freedom of listening to the answers also.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So, you are the only person in this meeting who has seen India as a young nation. Back when you were in Pune Ashram, how did people of that time react to this new philosophy? Did India have the capacity to comprehend this man?
You know, to be honest with, I could care less about the world understood him or not. For
Hmm.
me, it was important that I understood him and I loved him.
That is lovely.
But my experience was that people from all over the world were coming like in big bundles
Okay.
from all walks of life to visit Bhagwan.
Correct. Correct.
And I was also one of them who saw him and said, this is it, no more. I am being with him. And feeling, that clarity, it was bigger than anything.
So, you have seen the shift of Osho from being Rajneesh to Bhagwan Rajneesh. So ये टाइटल कब कैसे पड़ा, जब हम किसी व्यक्ति को, लेट्स से अगर हम भगवान बोलते हैं, तो हम उसके मूल व्यक्तित्व यानी कि द इनर फिलॉसफी को एक हायर पेडेस्ट्रियल पे बिठाते हैं. सो एज अ व्यूअर और ऑडियंस, जब हम ये सुनते हैं कि किसी व्यक्ति को भगवान कहा जा रहा है, तो हम उसको एक अलग ही नजर से देखते हैं. सिंस फॉर द कम्यून ही वॉज गॉडली, which is beautiful connection. I think people could not understand that. What is your take on that?
There are two questions in this one question you asked me.
Yes.
So first, I will answer the second part of it.
Correct.
I never saw Bhagwan as something else than a beautiful man. A man I was in love with. A man that stood for me all beauty. And at the transition, I don't know when it happened, but when I saw him as Acharya Rajneesh, I was a small young girl of 16 who didn't even think about that he's Acharya or non-Acharya. You young people are more educated and learned than me when I was 16. And then when second time I came to his apartment, he was known as Bhagwan. And to me, it made no difference whether I call him Acharya, Rajneesh, Bhagwan, or Hey You. One thing was very clear to me, that he had taken possession of my heart and nothing else mattered.
All right, all right, all right. So, how was that night when you took Osho in his Rolls Royce to the airport at midnight to fly to the US?
I felt overwhelmed with the responsibility. I felt I am taking this precious jewel, and I just was concentrated, one pointedness, that nothing should happen on the way. It was the biggest responsibility of my life in that moment.
I can feel the energy since we are this far, but still I can feel the energy, Sheila. You have amazing energy. Um, so we will move in some light direction. That it is definitely not easy to design a full-fledged city with the goddamn airport, right? This is definitely not a small vision. This is not just another thought. uh, it must have required a lot of planning, hell lot of designing. So take us through the creative process of designing Rajneeshpuram.
I had never thought or imagined that Bhagwan was heading towards the construction of a big city.
Okay.
I only knew Bhagwan wanted a commune where his people can sit and meditate together, live together, dance together, and enjoy themselves.
Correct.
I realized the moment we arrived in New Jersey
We left Pune, we flew and arrived in Newark or the New York Kennedy. I can't remember which airport we were. And then we come home, what we had prepared for him in New Jersey. I was exhausted. I had reached all limits of my emotions. In responsibility, in feeling, oh my God, that kind of a feeling. And then I finally thought that now I can go to bed and rest. And Bhagwan's caretaker comes to my bedroom, knocks on the door and says, Bhagwan would like to see you now. So I put on my bathrobe, on my pajamas, and go to see Bhagwan on a top floor of the castle.
Okay.
And Bhagwan started talking about his new commune. What I have to find, how I have to go about it, and how you have 3 months to find the proper land. By morning, it was not 3 months anymore. It was 2 weeks less than 3 months.
My God.
By evening, it was another 4 weeks less. And next morning, when I go to look for the land, I had 1 week to find it. Meanwhile, I have never found land in my life, never bought land, never bought house. I was just a young student. And that too of a fine arts student. I was an economics student or the political science student or sociology where I would have more knowledge. I was having fun, enjoying myself with my painting classes and my ceramics.
Very nice.
And just looking at him, every time I felt overwhelmed, I touched his feet with my forehead. And I would sit up and I would listen further. And I thought playing a joke on me. I took him seriously in that moment. I would go.
Yeah, definitely. He was very witty. Very witty. So, was there a design team proper in your commune?
No, as we needed things, we started calling the Sanyasins who
Okay.
wanted of it.
Hmm.
And they came often. We didn't have to look for them because everybody wanted to be near Bhagwan.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
And they offered their services. If you need help, I can do this or that. And sometimes we didn't. The energy of doing was so big
Hmm.
that they found themselves what they wanted to do.
So, how many people were there? Number?
5 people to begin with.
Okay.
When I first got the rent, 5 people. And then from 5 became 50. From 50 became 200. The same way, Bhagwan's project from one day to the day when I go look for it became 1 week from 3 months. It was the same scale we functioned in construction. And you have to bear in mind that we dealt with practicalities only, necessities. And as the project started taking a shape, the new situation developed, new ideas come, and we started incorporating it. So there were no blueprints. We didn't even maintain the history of what we were doing because we were so immersed in Bhagwan and Bhagwan's project, and it was a collective work. I was the management part. I had the responsibility. I did take a lot of responsibility, did a lot of work, but
Definitely.
it was a collective effort. I cannot say it was me alone. No, no way. I was a go-between, every individual in Bhagwan.
Correct. No, but we cannot forget that you were the outstanding leader, Sheila. So we cannot take that credit from you. Yes. So moving ahead. So we have heard you use the word creativity a lot in your past interviews. Uh, what is creativity for you, and is your perspective different from Osho in context of creativity?
As I have understood, no. Creativity for me is centering the individual and being positive. Creativity is spontaneity. Creativity is enhancement. Creativity is aesthetic beauty. And synthesis of all these different aspects, then in completion, it is a piece of art. Just today, somebody wrote me on Instagram
Okay.
about his inner conflicts.
Okay.
And he said to take all these different political situation, crises in the world, and how can I stay above it in short.
Yeah.
It was a bit long writing to explain to me what he's feeling, and he wanted my advice because I have gone through many upheavals in my life. And he used one word, and he says his kiln is very small. And I said, kiln? This is a word, not many people use it, but we ceramicists use it.
Correct. Correct.
Potters, ceramics, we have some relationship with kiln
Hmm.
to strengthen the pots that we throw and pots that we create,
Yes.
sculptures, etc. And I said, you don't need my advice. You know, center your clay, support it from inside, and push it from outside.
Lovely.
You have the creation yourself. So for me, centering the self in Bhagwan's word, being aware through meditation, it's all the same.
So speaking about Instagram, you have a hell lot of fans on Instagram, by the way. The moment I shared a post, I'm doing an interview with Sheila. Everyone was exploded on my message. Said that we are fan of Sheila. Sheila is beautiful. Sheila has this and that and that. Everyone was sharing the article. You should read this. You should ask this question. You should do this that. I was like, oh my god, we have a huge big influencer there. So yes, big thumbs up there.
Yeah, I get a regular, and I don't know the technology of Instagram or anything, but I know if somebody asks me question, I respond to them.
That is lovely, Sheila. That is lovely. We don't need technology beyond that. That's it. So yes, now coming back. um yes, this is my personal favorite question, one of the favorite questions. We have seen a lot of discourses of Osho, and the visual starts with the beautiful music and a elegant man walking in a robe, beautifully designed robe, especially the shoulders. Who designed his clothes?
There was a German designer who
Okay.
was a Sanyasin, and when we went to US, till that point, Bhagwan was wearing simple white robes
Okay.
prepared by a tailor
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in India.
Hmm.
And then Bhagwan, she did one or two robes and presented to Bhagwan, and Bhagwan liked it. Then we bought more fabrics, more materials, tried to find appropriate material. The man you love, nothing is right, and you only want the best.
I can imagine ओशो ने कैसे रिएक्ट किया वो कपड़े को देख के. My God,
Yeah.
I loved it. Very nice, very nice.
And she prepared, and she would dress him with beautiful clothing, and I would buy the wonderful jewelry and Rolls Royces.
Oh my God, huge, hell lot of flexes, but beautiful flex. That is important. I
And,
am fan of such a flex.
and
Very
in love, you decorate. Look at your mandirs.
correct, correct,
They decorate little murtis,
correct,
and we were decorating a living man.
correct. That is lovely. That is lovely.
Then it has to be even more appropriate than playing with some small figures.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट. जब हम मंदिर को इतना सजा सकते हैं, जब हमारे भगवान ही सामने हैं, इफ एवरीथिंग हैज दैट, व्हाई नॉट? व्हाई नॉट? डेफिनेटली, डेफिनेटली. Yes. So moving ahead, this leads to a question in the same line, that why do the sannyasins wear brown gowns? Any specific reason for that color palette? Do you still have one, by the way?
I didn't understand. What are we?
No,
You talking about mala or the clothing?
no, clothes, clothes, clothes. The gown.
Clothing,
Yeah, clothing. The brown color clothing.
orange color clothing, na?
Correct, correct, correct.
The Bhagwan in 70s had started initiating his sannyasins. He started giving it a structure to his way of thought and preparing us for his dream project.
Okay.
And he wanted the world to ask, who are these people? Why are they dressed like that? And then it gives us an opportunity to explain in different words, because we all came from different walks of life.
Okay.
We all had our own stories to tell. And for us who got initiated, for us to remember that we are now walking a different path than rest of the society. They were the colors of rising sun, and we are moving towards the rising sun with our awareness.
Hmm.
So break the identity with the tradition.
Do you still have one?
I love red colors because Bhagwan used to like me in red colors.
Oh, that is lovely.
One day I walked into Bhagwan's room completely dressed in red, and he looked at me and he said, Sheela, you look beautiful in red. And so it is, even today, my favorite colors. I wear reds and maroons and Bordeaux and pinks.
Ah, you look stunning in red, by the way. He was right. He was right. So, yes, moving ahead. So, in today's modern world, we see Osho's fragrance is coming back. The youth is curious about his philosophy. There are many pages, by the way, dedicated to Osho on YouTube and Instagram. Since he was the voice of rebellion, it aligns with the current philosophy of the generation. So, what is your advice to youngsters?
I would say if you want to reach to the true core of Bhagwan's teaching, take certain things with grain of salt. Use your own common sense. Get to know yourself that you can know Bhagwan better.
Yes,
Because there are many people who use Bhagwan's words to justify their own weaknesses. And you want to become aware of that folly.
correct.
So I say each youngster should listen to it. And the core is freedom. Freedom of thought, freedom of individual. Be yourself, yet be ready to respect and listen. There is so much to learn in the world. You are just young. You remind me of when I was 20, 21 year old. And you have a long life ahead. Never stop learning. The moment you stop learning, you stop being an individual.
Correct.
So I say, young people, learn. What may come, learning should be the essence.
That is lovely and cute also. Very nice. Yes. So,
Now,
so moving.
I have a question, young men and young ladies here.
Yes.
How you are at least 20 years old or not more than that, all of you.
No, no. I,
If I
I am 29 years old. I'm bit older. I'm
stop going to the beauty parlor so often, you look so young.
Yes, best advice. Best advice. Hashtag
Yeah,
stop going to beauty parlors. We will trend this hashtag.
right. You're wasting so much time. You look so young.
Correct.
What will men like me, the old women, will do when they see? They say, "Oh my God, why didn't we have in our generation beautiful young men like you?"
Correct. So this is very relevant advice because it is coming from a very stunning woman. So बहुत बहुत जरूरी है कि आप लोग इस बात पर ध्यान दें भैया. आप जाके अपने फालतू के पैसे खर्चे ना करें. You should be financially not get dependent on someone. अपने पैसे बचाओ. Be natural, be beautiful.
Sir,
Yes.
she is complimenting you. You didn't get it.
मैं समझ गया लेकिन मैं अपने सर पे चढ़ने नहीं दूंगा. So I don't want to.
He is not able to handle it.
Advice, very good learning.
I'm getting chill, ma'am. Let's move ahead. So yes,
Okay.
So you are a very completely logical mind in sync with extremely philosophical mind. Did you have a difference of opinion with Osho? We would like to hear with an example.
There was never a situation except one
Okay.
where I had difference of opinion.
Okay.
And that was the situation where I left. And that was some people wrong around his house. And they started experimenting with drugs with him.
Hmm. Hmm.
When I found out about it, he was already addicted, I assume. I spoke with him. I confronted him right away and explained to him how dangerous this path is in our situation. And he said simply, "Sheila, you stay out of it." Now, my dilemma was, he had given me a job of protecting him,
Correct.
his teachings, and his commune. And if he's indulging in drugs and his house is indulging in drug, it would definitely,
Correct.
I
Definitely.
could take care of him, his teaching, or his commune. And I had a real inner conflict trying to resolve it. And then only way, because I didn't want to disobey him. When he says, "Stay out of it," he's my boss. I don't want to disrespect him. And then I chose, it's time for me to go. And I left. But that was the only situation that I remember.
Beautiful. Very beautiful, and a lot of visuals coming in my mind. Very nice. So okay, so this question is out of nowhere, but yes, do you have a handwritten note or any souvenir from Osho with you?
No. Only souvenir and that I carry with me is the love I feel for him and what I have learned from him, all that I have taken it in my heart.
Okay, so what do you like to eat in breakfast?
I eat special high protein muesli
Okay.
with fresh blueberries or raspberry or some sort of berry, a little bit warm milk.
Okay. And
Sometimes
do you party, hang out, go out?
I party only early in bed with my Instagram.
Okay. Okay. You are becoming a Gen Z.
That I want to answer them, you know.
You day by day you are becoming a Gen Z, by the way.
That can be very well possible, but I'm not going to, because I can stand digital world.
Correct. Correct. So yes, so there was a shift in Osho's personality from Pune to US and later. When you left Rajneeshpuram, can you tell us about that shift?
Shift was, Pune was the beginning.
Okay.
Rajneeshpuram was the place where time we gave expression to his dream. Then he lost interest because dream was fulfilled.
Hmm. Okay.
He himself created a mess with his own statements and stuff, where he subjected himself for incarceration and subjected me and the hardworking team to this. But it was, for me personally, not a price worth the learning that we had. It was too cheap.
Definitely. So
I spent
yeah.
39 months in prison. I would do it all over again to learn from him.
Yes. We are fan of your statement, ma'am. So, was there a shift in the actual behavior also, or he was same constant?
Uh, I don't know. Once I left him, I didn't look back.
Okay.
I have no contact with Rajneeshis as such.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then somebody writes to me something, then I respond as a respecting the individual.
Mm-hmm.
I get lots of people who love Bhagwan write to me and they want to know little details and what I know I partake with them others, because other than that, I have no contact. I keep myself busy with my life here that I have created. And so many young people like you that want to communicate with me.
Yes.
So
Any weirdest request you got on Instagram? Any weird random?
every now and then, but in the beginning, a negative comment or a perverse sexual comment, then I block them or delete them, or the whatever button that functions, I press on it. But people's perversion and things, it's not worth talking about. It is something they have to think about, their own self-respect.
Okay.
I
So
find it times amusing. People address me as honey buns or call me baby and sweet lips or some. some crazy stuff. But childish.
Very childish, very, very childish. All right.
Uh,
So moving ahead. So
yeah.
this is a very, kind of a mysterious question, but yes, while you were leaving Rajneeshpuram during the flight, uh, what was going on in your head?
There was nothing going on. My eyes were full of tears. Um, there was, I, I, I was empty in my head, one step at a time, because I had not known outside world how it would be. Inside world was created by us and Bhagwan's way of thinking. What will I face? I had no idea. And we could not project it. What you don't know, you can't project.
Correct.
It would be only fantasy. And I was emotionally so charged up that nothing else mattered, nothing else came to my head. Didn't have money, so where will we get next meal? We didn't know. But today I can tell you, after 45 years or whatever time has gone by, existence has taken care of me like a beautiful flower.
This statement is so Sheila, it's very beautiful, very beautiful. So yes, for us and the whole generation, you are a femme fatale, a power woman. So you are the best person to ask this question, and I am going to ask. So, how do you look at feminism? Do you like the idea?
No, I had never competition with men, and I don't intend to have competition with men. I know we are part of each other.
Correct.
I love my mother the same way I love my father,
Correct.
vice versa. Why would I reject my father who has taught me so much? My mother, whose practicality I have watched and was able to participate in this wonderful project of a man I love. No, no, I have no competition. I am the best friend of all men and all women.
यू तो डेफिनेटली डोंट हैव एनी कंपटीशन शीला. सो आपका तो बात ही अलग है. मतलब यू आर तो डिफरेंट, टोटली डिफरेंट रेस ओनली. मतलब वो तो हमारे जैसे नॉर्मल लोगों की बात हो रही है. मतलब आप तो एकदम वैसे गॉड लेवल हो भाई. वो सब यू आर अ फुल पावर चार्ज्ड, एकदम ऐसे फुल फायर. सो इन वन ऑफ द डिस्कोर्सेस ऑन दिस लाइंस, ओशो सेड, एंड आई रिमेंबर दैट उन्होंने बोला था कि मर्द या औरत होने से ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि आप एक व्यक्ति बने. आपका व्यक्ति होना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. एक औरत के बगल में एक कोई व्यक्ति खड़ा हो, वो लगना चाहिए. अगर उसके बगल में ये लग रहा है कि अच्छा ये मर्द है, तो फिर वो ही इज़ फेलिंग. और सेम फॉर द वुमेन ऑल्सो. इफ समवन स्टैंडिंग नियर बाय मेक्स मी फील लाइक वो अच्छा वो औरत है और वुमन है. सो इट इज़ ब्यूटिफुल टू बिकम अ सोल, टू बिकम अ पर्सन, नॉट अ मैन और अ वुमन. सो ये लड़ाई उसी वक्त खत्म हो जाती है. सो दिस क्लोजेस द होल आर्गुमेंट. सो ब्यूटिफुली सेड, beautifully said. So
I agree with him fully.
yes, so this is very, this question is very important, and I don't know why don't people talk about this. That people's thinking and mindset are often confined to narrow brackets. Anything that falls outside the so-called culture or any ideology that comes with a very open perspective is either ridiculed as western culture, or it is said that it is not part of our culture. Perhaps this is why for years uh, people didn't talk to their children about Osho at home. And I was even more surprised when I was around Koregaon Park, and people there didn't know about Osho, because they have confined the entire commune with its beautiful and rich culture into a label of a sex guru, and locked it away in some old files. What is your take on that?
Well, I love it when you say sex guru. Every individual is come on earth
Correct. Yes.
from sexuality of their parents.
Correct. Very well said.
So,
Very well said. Hmm.
and every home in the world, even street people on the streets, engage themselves in sexuality.
Correct.
Why Bhagwan is labeled with sex guru, I don't understand it. All Bhagwan was trying to say that different religions have tabooed sexuality
Correct. Correct.
and help them to become sexual perverse instead of giving them the freedom to engage in healthy sexuality. Bhagwan takes the burn
Correct.
from the world. It is ridiculous. I find it. Just look in your own heart.
Correct. Correct.
So for me, it's not an issue. It is individual preference.
True.
It is an individual right to, without violation of other individual, without perversion, engage in sexuality sacredly.
Correct.
Respect one another.
Okay. So, along with all these things, there are many secrets buried even in Rajneeshpuram, from where our Sheila flew and went elsewhere. Starting a new life wouldn't have been easy. We want to know about this new life, and whether Osho is also in some corner of that new life. Is Osho just in memories of today's Sheila, or is he a part of her lifestyle?
This whole concept I have created, I have learned from Bhagwan.
Okay.
It was Bhagwan's dream to have communes all over the world.
Hmm.
His commune still is alive here. I live together with my people that I work with and people whom I help through this work.
Okay.
We live together as individuals.
So,
Yes,
what is your
I,
current way of working? In which direction we are working?
I work with mentally, psychologically, and bodily handicapped people.
Okay.
And the concept is we are all at the same eye level.
Mhm.
Nobody's higher, nobody's lower. We have a horizontal hierarchy in the institute. Of course, I and my administrative team, we take responsibilities of maintaining the place, following the laws, following the structure of the concept, etc. But we have a transparent view of our institute inside out. And basic concept of it is, I'm there for you and you are there for me. If the world would create small pockets like that and help one another, then world will be a better place to live.
Definitely. Definitely. So, this is one of my curiosity that I'm going to ask that फॉर लेट्स से तो जवानी के खून में बड़ी उत्तेजना होती है, आप बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिव होते हैं, आप रिएक्टिव होते हैं। कई बार हमें हमारे एक्सपीरियंसेस, अनुभव हमें सिखाते हैं, लेकिन उससे ज़्यादा सुंदर घटना तब घटती है जब हमारी एज, हमारी उम्र हमें सिखाती है। हो सकता है कि जवान शीला के बड़े मतभेद रहे होंगे, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स रहे होंगे, उसको थोड़ा गुस्सा भी आया होगा, थोड़ी रोई होगी, थोड़ी इरिटेटेड भी रही होगी। लेकिन जब आज शीला आज ओशो की उम्र की है, तो ओशो की विचारधारा शीला के अंदर एक पेड़ के रूप में बन चुकी है। इट हैज टेकन अ फॉर्म ऑफ अ होल बिग फ्लेश्ड ट्री। सो जब आप इस उम्र में आते हैं और उस व्यक्ति से एम्पैथी करते हैं, सो आपको क्या फील आता है? हाउ डू यू एम्पैथाइज विद ओशो इन दिस एज?
I can't stop talking about him. He's part and parcel of my life. You cannot remove him out of each breath going in and out. Such thoughts don't even come to my mind.
So in this stage of your life, when Sheila has that aggression and passion in early days, and she used to judge this, and you like, मैं बंदूक लेके निकल जाऊंगी and ये हो जाएगा पूरा, and अब Sheila is bit calm and composed. She's becoming like Osho, because yes, it was a lot of influence. You have a lot of ठहराव, you have a lot of, you have, I can feel the depth there. It is not wavy like in early days. So do you have different uh, judgment of Osho that time, and you have a different judgment of Osho at this time, or it is same?
Same. Before, I was protecting Bhagwan and protecting his commune and teachings. And one of the best deterrent for protection is a threat.
Correct.
So if I would not play this part of, we would not have survived 40 years in Oregon, or the 5 years in Oregon.
Correct.
So Sheila is the same. Methods are different. And today I speak about Bhagwan. I'm 75-year old. Then I was in my 20s. Plus, Bhagwan was guiding me through this part of being very strong and so. But if somebody will come to hurt my people here, you will see the similarity of the same Sheela when she was young. I would stand between the aggressor and my person. And it happened. It happened. I had one very severe borderline case
Okay.
with complex illnesses. And she was at a dinner table escalating, and she threw her glass at one of my worker. And I saw it. I was 1.5 meters away from this event. And I went between the nurse and the woman.
मैं ऐसे करके.
Yeah, exactly same. And I said, you stop it. She was not ready to stop it. So instead of a glass now, she started spitting on my face. Not just spitting so, spitting with saliva on my face. I just stood there until her saliva was dry in her mouth. But she recognized that was not correct. Once she stopped spitting, I went, washed my face, disinfected, whatever need to do, I did it. She came later on and said, she's so sorry. But if it would have been my nurse, she would have answered back something
Correct.
to her,
Correct.
and she would have thrown her other plate and
She
other
would have handled
food.
the situation violently. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was in my senses and
Correct.
I
So
dealt with it.
this also reminds me of a same incident happened with the Buddha long back. So this was exactly same story. Yes. So I also wanted to ask, what was Osho's diet? What he used to eat in morning, in afternoon, in evening?
I didn't pay detailed attention of Bhagwan's foods
Okay.
because I was so busy with taking care of outside work.
Mm-hmm.
And for Bhagwan, my outside work was very important.
Correct.
And yeah, so I don't have many details of Bhagwan, but he ate same diet most every day.
Okay. He was a vegetarian.
That might give you vegetarian.
Okay.
Bhagwan vegetarian. When I would travel, I would enjoy a piece of steak,
Yeah.
definitely.
That is lovely. Vaishnavi, I would like to take over.
Yes. Sheila, I have never seen a more powerful, more graceful woman than you. We are delighted to have you here. I have one final question for you, following which one of our students has a question for you as well. Before this session, ma'am, we have had a 2-hour class with our students just to explain your story and your Osho story as well. हम ओशो को दिल से चाहते हैं. हमारे लिए किसी एक आउटकम पे पहुंच पाना या किसी एक पीस को निकाल पाना बहुत मुश्किल है. मैम, ओशो की सबसे खूबसूरत बात या उनकी कही गई कोई लाइन जो आपकी फेवरेट है. Please share that with us.
It is in Hindi. While talking, I remember it. I have to remember the words because Hindi doesn't come so easy in.
Please.
Prem is marg. Prem marg hai. Prem is dwar. I'm translating it, but he had said it in Hindi, and I remember it as a English translation.
You can also say this in English also. You can also say this in English.
Okay. Prem is the way. Prem is door. And Prem is the goal. It's zil. When you go through the door and you arrive, Prem is arrived.
Correct. Yes, we got it. While you speak Hindi, you are so cute, Sheila. Yes.
I'm embarrassed with my Hindi.
Yes, Vaishnavi, you can go ahead.
Yes. Prakhyat, please ask your question, dear.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Oh, Prakyat, where
Hi,
are
ma'am.
you?
I'm here.
Okay, Prakyat,
Hi.
please.
Yeah,
Hi.
very pleased to be meeting you. And good evening. I've just come from my office, and I'm
Okay.
listening to your. I've been listening to your words since the beginning of the podcast. Very insightful. Really loved listening to all of this. So my question was, so when when we see like, what do you see as like the potential pitfalls of having a lot of freedom in the context of creativity?
Having a lot of freedom.
Unlimited freedom.
There is nothing like a lot of freedom. Freedom is freedom.
Hmm.
There are no categories.
Hmm.
And you can exercise freedom only if you take responsibility. Without responsibility, you have not known freedom. And with responsibility, you can be free.
Good to hear that. That was just not what I was expecting, but uh, opens a lot more questions. Probably have to explore them on my own.
Okay. You reflect on it?
Yeah.
Because the reflection on, we all want freedom without being responsible. But that's not freedom, that's carelessness, disrespect.
Yeah.
With freedom, you want freedom, have it. But then you must take responsibility.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratyat. Yes. तो अंत में मेरा मानना है कि हम ओशो के सागर की बूंदें हैं और ओशो जो एक महज व्यक्ति नहीं है, एक विचारधारा है, एक ऐसी विचार जिसकी धारा कभी रुकनी नहीं चाहिए। समय बीतता जाएगा, नए-नए लोग आएँगे, नए-नए नावों पर सवार होके आएँगे, लेकिन वो कभी ये बात नहीं भूल पाएँगे कि इस धारा को दिशा देने वाली कौन थी? वो शीला थी। शीला, थैंक यू सो मच। मैं आशा करता हूँ आपसे जल्दी मिलने का मौका भी मिलेगा जब आप भारत आएँगी। आशा करते हैं कि आपको ये बातचीत भी अच्छी लगी होगी किसी जर्नलिस्ट की तरह हमने आपको इरिटेट नहीं किया होगा, फालतू के सवाल नहीं पूछे होंगे. सो यस.
Not to worry, not to worry. Nobody irritates me. Even journalists in my rude time or the rude phase of life, I wasn't irritated. I acted. But that was necessary.
So hope you like this conversation. We
It was wonderful conversation, and you and Vaishnavi are my encouragement. I can start going to beauty parlor and make me look a bit younger. What do you think?
But I don't go to beauty parlor, by the way. I am naturally smart and I'm naturally handsome.
Okay, that's wonderful. At least you know where your strength is.
Exactly. So I loved talking to you, Sheila, and I'm dying to meet you in person whenever you are coming back to Delhi, especially. Uh, we will.
I will announce it when I come. At present, I have couple of months lot of work.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So
and then I will have long few weeks that I will have time for only people like you.
definitely. So we are already blocking your time beforehand, and we will sit and have chat. We will do a lot of fun. We will also teach you new Gen Z stuff that is going around, and you will have a hell lot of fun. And I am also saying this, that you will say to world that you had this best conversation with sharp pencil, and you didn't had anything like this before. It was outstanding. It was amazing, and it was wonderful.
Now, you think too many words. Old people don't remember so many words, you know. Wholesome.
All right, Sheila. All right, Sheila.
But I had wonderful time with both of you, and I hope your listeners also had wonderful time with all three of us.
Yes, definitely. So we are huge fan of Osho, and I personally would like all the Gen Zs to go in the philosophical direction. At least know who is Osho, right? This is
I am going to show you Osho right this minute.
okay.
Uh, why can't I flip
Yes,
the...
yes. It is flipped. It was flipped. Yeah, it is flipped.
I put a bit of light. This is my bedroom where I'm calling you from. And every morning can you see him?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's me
Wow.
and Bhagwan in the plane when we flew from Pune to, not Bombay to New York.
Okay. Lovely.
This is in my house, me and Bhagwan. He used to come every evening for a talk there.
Okay.
And this is dancing with him.
Oh my God. You are also amazing dancer, by the way.
No, I fool around. No. And here is this Bhagwan
The
in a
magical
darshan.
moment. The magical moment.
Yeah. So this is my bed.
Okay. Okay.
This is my afternoon rest sofa where I lay down and rest.
My
My
God, that's a
little...
beautiful house you have, Sheila. We would like to come to visit.
Do that, do that. And I show you the beautiful view from the room.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Oh my God, this podcast has also a home tour of Sheila. This is a very exclusive. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's greenery everywhere,
It's a beautiful
fresh.
weather. It's a very beautiful weather.
Yeah, today it's raining. Yesterday it was warm,
Okay.
and today it's raining, and tomorrow this whole week it will rain again.
Okay. So
Okay, so I say goodbye to you, good people.
yes,
If
yes,
you
yes,
have a recording of it, do
yes.
send me.
Please,
Okay.
we will have a very good edit, and we will send the whole podcast to you, Sheila. And
Okay.
it was lovely having a conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure was mine. And feel free to write. When
Yes.
you have questions,
No, no.
do
I
write.
am I am planning to come over. So
Okay.
yes.
I live here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Take
Sheila.
care.
All right, Sheila. Thank you so much.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.